Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel podcast. You can see on your screen there, thanks to Final One Stan and by William Hill for supporting this week's live show. You can scan that QR code, get on the William Hill app, and get involved in Final One Stan and football's ultimate elimination predictor game. It's very straightforward. You pick a team. You only pick that team once, though. You win, you go through to the next round. You lose, you're out of there. Unless another round comes in a couple of weeks' time. So there is opportunity down the lane, but this is for the big one. This is for £500,000. Oh. So there's only a few days to go until the league starts. So get your predictions in. Secret reveal on my behalf. I've went for Forest to beat Brentford. It was tough this week, Keg. It is. Start of the season because you don't know.
First one of the season yet. Never know.
Form or anything or how it's going to get on. Yeah. So Forest is up with Brentford. I'll pick them. We'll forget through to next week, and then I can move on. Newcastle, very risky this week, trying to choose maybe a win over Villa. Or we look around the other fixtures, it's a close call.
It is, yeah. I forgot about that little detail that you can only pick a team once. So I went big. I went Man City. Because I looked around, and some of them, like I say, with no form to go on. Like some, I think I very nearly went West Ham over Sunderland. But with a newly promoted team, and especially at home, you just never know. I don't really know how good of a team West Ham's going to be this year either. So that's why I went safe, because I thought, I don't think Wolves are going to have a very good year.
No.
And obviously City went big early in the transfer window. I think they'll kind of be back with a bang this year. So I quite fancy Man City this year. So I just thought that's the one that really stands out. Like say, Forest was a good shout, and there was a couple of other good ones. I didn't want to go Newcastle over Villa.
Risky.
Especially away as well, with everything that's gone on with us. That was a bit risky. So I thought Man City's the easy option here, but then I forgot I can't use them again.
Exactly, you got to get these little things out of the way.
Tactical, you got to think about the boys.
I mean, if you want your £500,000, you got to be thinking about it. You got to be smart. Trevor, who's a member of the channel, there, see Newcastle dead set, win this weekend, keeping the faith. I like it.
Get on it, Trevor. Go on.
Risky, but get on it,
the
Trevor.
QR code.
Yeah, back your talk. If you've got the football knowledge, get involved. It's free to enter, and you can win a share of £500,000.
Nice,
so,
like.
That'd be very nice. To be fair,
I wouldn't mind.
Isak could probably enter that. He might need the money, isn't he? You know what I mean? We'll talk about Isak in a bit, though. And also, as usual, thanks to Anarchy Brewery for hosting us this evening. Let's start off then, Keg, with our predictions, not just for Final One Stand this weekend, but for the entire campaign that is coming up. We're talking Premier League top 6, Premier League bottom 3, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, will Newcastle retain it? Champions League, Golden Boot. Who's the first man to get sacked? And the biggest flop of the season will be. So let us know yours in the comments as well. Get them in, people, in the chat before we do get into all the juicy transfer news. And who knows, as tradition is on this show, there will probably be some breaking news, as there normally is. Last night, there was lots of breaking news on Jacob Ramsey, on Malick Thiaw's announcement. So we'll get in there in a minute. But first of all, let's hear it, Keg, and let's hear it in the comments. Your top 6 for the Premier League this upcoming season.
Top 6. First, I've got Liverpool. Obviously, they ran away with the league last year, and they've gone very, very good in the transfer business this year. Still might get Alexander Isak there. Put the cherry on top, you never know. But even without him, I think the business that they've done is very, very good. Haven't lost too many key players. Obviously, Alexander-Arnold replaced him with Frimpong. To be fair, they've lost Diaz and Darwin Núñez, but got Wirtz, Ekitike. So, I think they're probably in a better position than they were last year. With how quickly they ran away with the league last year, I can just see them retaining their title. I've got City to finish second because of, like I said, that they slipped up last year. They weren't very good, but went early in the transfer window to correct that, and I think they'll be back with a bang. I think they could challenge Liverpool to the title, but I just think Liverpool is just a little bit too strong at the minute. So I think it's going to be a 2-horse race for the title between Liverpool and City, which means Arsenal will drop into third because they've been second in the league for like 3-4 years in a row or something. But I just think them two will be better than Arsenal. So Arsenal's going to be up there, thereabouts again, but not as good as they have been for the last couple of years. Fourth, I've got Chelsea. They finished fourth last year. In fact, to be fair, I've got it all the same, apart from the change in City and Arsenal between second and third. Right. It's all the same apart from them two. So I've got Chelsea fourth, Newcastle fifth, and Villa in sixth.
Newcastle in fifth, Villa in sixth.
Yeah.
It is. It's always hard to do this as well before the window is closed.
It is, yeah, because you never know what's going to happen, yeah.
Because, as you mentioned, Isak, if he goes to Liverpool, that might change my prediction. I do have Man City as the champions for next year. A lot of people, nearly everybody, is still backing Liverpool to do the business and retain the Premier League. But I don't know, for me, like I think people are sleeping on Man City a bit. I think they're going to come back hungry, stronger. They've made loads of signings.
Yeah.
I mean, Cherky, Reinders, Trafford, make a Donnarumma.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of deals going on at Man City, Nori. So I've got a feeling about Man City coming back. Arsenal have tried. They've strengthened. Gyökeres, they finally got that striker they've been crying out for years. They've got Zubamendi, I think, is a really good signing, and a couple more. But I've went for City first, Liverpool second, Arsenal third, Chelsea fourth. A few people are having some outside shouts of Chelsea to win the league. Obviously, they've signed 45 million players as per usual. And then I have got Newcastle in fifth. And I've actually put Spurs in sixth, just because at the minute, Villa haven't really signed anyone. I know they've signed that Gusan, the striker, but depending on the future of Watkins, and they're in the Europa League, which I think they'll take really seriously, and Emery could go on to win that, like he has done at previous clubs. And Spurs under Thomas Frank. I know Maddison's got injured, but they'll probably replace him. There's talks to get number 10, so I think Spurs will have a good season, actually, under Frank.
And they made a couple of good signings, and they've probably got a couple more in the pipeline as well. So I think, depending on how they finish the window, I think Spurs will definitely be better than what they were last year, because they finished 17th. So I think anything kind of from 12th upwards is an achievement. So yeah, I've got Spurs to be about 7th. I think they'll be like just outside, obviously a lot better than what they were last year. But they've got Champions League as well. Same as Newcastle. Like you never know. Like
you just don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. So yeah, I'm not so sure about Spurs. They'll obviously have a better year than what they did last year, because if they get any worse, they're going to get relegated. So yeah, I do think Spurs will have a better year, but I don't think they'll be strong enough, especially with Maddison being out, to finish in the top 6. But it's a good point being made, because Newcastle, obviously we're going to talk more about Newcastle than anyone else, but can Newcastle retain 5th because of Champions League?
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have a strong end to the window, because obviously so far it's been very disappointing. And with the additional pressure of Champions League midweek, can we retain 5th? Is that realistic?
It's hard. I just look around and I just think at the minute, Villa haven't strengthened, so I fancy us there since they've got European competition. But it's going to be interesting to see what Spurs do. And of course, Manchester United.
Yeah.
Flexington from the United View, who I'm continuing to argue with on the likes of Twitter and stuff. He said on DR Sports that they would finish above Newcastle and they would get top 6 because they've only got one game a week. He's happy with the signs. We hear the same old story every year.
Yeah.
Last year, they finished 15th. Of course, it surely can't be as bad this time around like it was alongside Spurs last year. Pretty relegation.
I've got Man United to have a much better year.
They should do.
But on 15th, I've still got them being about mid-table. Like
I think
10th, 11th. Like,
8th or 9th, 10th, something like that.
I just don't trust any signing that they ever make, because they always flop. So I know they've done good business to get like Sesko and Cunha and Bumo, but they've done good business getting Sancho. Everyone else, Højlund, whoever else you can name out there, Varane. Euro's young, he's got potential, he's a forward one, but these like a Sancho, like meant to be like in his prime, he was like world class at Dortmund, like
70-odd million.
And like Pogba, Lukaku, like they just all flop. So yeah, they'll have a better year, and they've got no European football, which I think is a bonus for them. Just focus on the league, push up, no distractions. But still, yeah, like that. I don't know, 8th is good enough. Is obviously a big improvement for them. I can't see them getting
Conference League if you're lucky.
Yeah, can't see them getting top 6 like no chance.
Nah, I can't either. I do think they'll have a much better season, of course, but I mean, it's up in the air what happens with Amram as well. How long before they hound him out? Get the Norwich scarfs out and start hounding him out and start complaining because Šeško doesn't hit the ground running. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But the bottom 3 then, okay, who's going down to the Championship?
I think we've probably got the same. Maybe he's in a little bit of a reverse order. So, but I'm not sure. Like, this is a really hard one. So I think we've both, in no particular order, got the same promoted 3 to go down, which would be a 3rd year in a row, which is crazy that it was never, ever done before 2 years ago.
Wasn't it?
Never been done before. The same 3 that's been promoted have gone back down. But yeah, it happened for the very, very first time ever in Premier League history 2 seasons ago, and history repeated itself last year. So if it is Leeds, Sunderland and Burnley, it'll be 3 years in a row. But I kind of hope it happens on the principle that hopefully like the PSR wankers will open their eyes, because I think that's why. And you see like Sunderland have spent loads of money. Even Leeds of Burnley has done quite well. But I just think that the difference in class, like the difference in quality between those that have gone up, like those over the past couple of years, like they've been fine teams, like Leicester's and Southampton's and stuff, but they've just really struggled to get back in and amongst like the Premier Leagues, like even like Wolves and West Ham's, Bournemouth, Brentford's, teams like that. Like it is just harder. Like the PSR world, I think, just is making it harder for teams like that to survive, really. So I think that's why I've got them going down, and that's why I say like I hope they do, but hopefully that is what's going to make the Premier League and I can't just have this happen year in, year out. Like something's got to give, and it might force like a change in the rules. Like that's why I hope it happens. Like, I really like Leeds. Obviously, Sunderland, you could argue if you want Sunderland to stay up and keep the derbies going or get them down or whatever you want. But yeah, like I don't really want these teams to go down. But if it's going to give the PSR guys a kick up the arse and say, look, something needs to change, then I'm all for it.
Because the gap is obviously too big, isn't it?
It is.
If it's for a 3rd year in a row, the 3 promoted sides get relegated, then that's clear as day that something does need to change. I think, I nearly took it out there, and I could still take it out there because Sunderland, like you said, have spent money, 140 odd million, I think, and they still want a couple more in Leeds. They still want a couple more signings. Our lad Longstaff, obviously representing them
and
now.
Our lad Calvert-Lewin's turned his back, done an Isak.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin, aye. I just seen that as I was driving in, signing up the Leeds.
All right, free transfer.
See, got Longstaff.
We missed one window there, man.
That could have been in the Newcastle shirt last. Longstaff whipping in balls of Calvert-Lewin. Could have been in black and white. Thankfully, it's not. It's in Leeds United. But it's a good signing for Leeds, that, though.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, Premier League experience. Depending on how bloody hell they've got some injured forwards on the Bamford and Calvert-Lewin. Friggin' hell, who's going to be
Longstaff's going to be a Mikel Merino next season.
Long he's going to be up front, aye. Maybe I'll take a Sula on loan. I think, again, after the window, we can revisit this quickly to potentially, make the odd change if we fancy it. But I could see Leeds or Sunderland staying up,
Yeah.
And I nearly, one of my shouts this year is Brentford to get relegated.
Yeah, I think
which I haven't actually put in my bottom 3, but when I think about it, I could quite easily swap Sunderland or Leeds for Brentford.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it as well, what came in here, like Wolves as well.
I think Wolves will struggle. I think I've kind of done my whole kind of top 20, give or take. And I've got Wolves 17th, Brentford 16th. I think excuse me. I think it's going to be one of them where like it is going to be a bit of a battle. Like over the last couple of years, sometimes it hasn't really been close. I think you could bank on the bottom 3 going down by Christmas. Like Southampton, almost one of the worst teams in Premier League history.
Yeah,
like the competition's like that vast. But yeah, I could really see. One might kind of run away like Southampton of last year. One of them might just be absolutely diabolical and be kind of destined to go down by New Year. But yeah, it could be a bit of a race between the other 2 and Wolves, Brentford. I think West Ham might struggle now. But Bournemouth lost a hell of a lot of players.
Yeah, Bournemouth need to do something in the remainder of the transfer window here because they have lost a lot of their players. And when you look at West Ham as well, Potter could be under pressure. Really does. Lost Kudus. Haven't really signed anyone. Wilson. So it's going to be I think this year will actually be an entertaining relegation battle because last year it was pretty certain that those sides were down and out already early doors. But Sunderland could stay up for me. Leeds could. Burnley have obviously made a couple of good signings in recent weeks. Dubravka, the midfielder from Chelsea. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name. I think his first name is Ochu, so we'll just go with that.
I'll do.
But yeah, they're strengthening. So the other teams could be struggling. Your Brentfords with a new manager, Wolves and stuff. With Wolves, though, I do like Strand Larson, unless we sign them. They've got goals there, but again, lacking in areas. So it's going to be an interesting relegation dogfight there.
It is.
Before we get into the next topic, shout out American Geordie for this super chat. First one of the show. Remember, you can send in your super chats to guarantee them getting read out and have a little discussion on them. He's saying, why not go all in on Samu? The Porto striker there, Keg, linked as a potential Isak replacement. Would you go all in on him? Problem being, the fee's meant to be 80 million quid. So I think that's why we won't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think we'll go all in for someone if we're going to let Isak go. I mean, we'll get more into that later, but it seems like him leaving now is going to become more difficult. Whether he's going to play at all, that's another question. So do you bring someone in to replace him when he's still in the squad, or do you get that replacement in and then let him go? So yeah, I think that's maybe why, like you say, it's big money. I think we'll go for someone a bit cheaper, like a Wissa. As you mentioned, like Strand Larsen. We've got a couple of options as that kind of Wilson replacement. So yeah, I think like a big money signing it only really gets done like Samu if Isak is to leave. I think that was kind of the point in trying to go all in for Sesko. I know we wanted to get Ekitike in to play with Isak, but I think by the time we were moved on to Sesko, I think it was very much looking like he's going to be the replacement. And if that got done, then Isak might already be on his way to Liverpool. But we can't get that big name signing in at the minute, and it's going to be harder to move Isak on the longer the window goes on, and the longer Liverpool aren't going to cough up the money that we want for him, then the more it looks like he's going to have to stay. So that's why we're not going all in yet. We need to kind of wait to get some kind of conclusion before moving on and getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves.
I make sure we can get close to what we deem as an acceptable bid for Isak, really. But I do really like Samu. I think he would be a great option as an Isak replacement. It's just the fact of like 80 million for what is realistically only one good season. Is a gamble. But, you know, he's a unit, he's a beast, he's an exciting, aggressive attacker, which I definitely think would do well at Newcastle and in the Premier League. But the price tag's too high for too little of a proven track record for me so far.
Still a young lad as well.
Yeah, very young. Rowan here with a super chat. Samu is far too unproven. Get Gonzalo Ramos in. That would be lovely.
Could be a good shout. Yeah,
I would love Ramos as well.
Older, a bit more experienced, maybe. Or maybe you kind of look at Samu kind of like what Isak was. Because when you think about it, Isak must have only been 21, 22 when we signed him. Came a little bit under criticism. Like, people thought we overspent because he only had like 6 goals or something for Sociedad the year that he came in, and had a couple of injuries, which he's kind of maintained. He hasn't really getting much fitter. He still has his injury problems, Isak, but he was a bit of a risk at his age, 21, 22. Not a great goal scoring record. I think La Liga and the Portuguese League are a little bit of a different quality, but like Samu's probably got a much better goal record than what Isak had. So what you're signing there is the potential. Like, that isn't a direct replacement for Isak, and I don't really think it can look like that. Realistically, Isak's one of the best strikers in the world right now. So unless we're going to replace him with Haaland, Salah, Mbappe, Usman Dembele, who is that? So I think the best thing that you can do, like Samu, is the Isak that we signed, like the youngster with that potential that hopefully can grow into. Like, you can't replace Isak like for like. No. Like, that's the next best option. Look for someone who's going to be him in 2, 3, 4 years' time. Yeah, that's got to be the way we do it. We tried to really do that with Sesko, didn't we? Yeah. You know, that's what we're looking for, but yeah, unless you slap down crazy money, which we can't because of FFP, then, and even if you could, there's anyone really out there that could get to that level. Yeah. I mean, not at the minute. So I do like Ramos, though. That is a good option. So a bit older. I don't know what he is now. He's probably still quite young. He's still mid-20s, 24, I think. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, good. Yeah, good player, but I don't know about his availability. Like, I don't think anyone's really kind of knocked on that door yet. So not really sure what's going to go on there. But yeah, like at least someone's kind of been named in the press. Like, people have said that there's an interest. So it's a bit more realistic that we'll go for someone like Samu. But yeah, Ramos is a good shout if he's available and affordable. Yeah, I like the Ramos shout. Done it on an international level. Been in a couple of different leagues now. He just needs that club to really show him some love and get a good run of games for me, because the PSG thing, he's in and out of it too much, isn't he? But we'll wait and see on Ramos. Sean Truter just sends in a super chat there, no text, but nice to see it to support the channel. Thank you very much, mate. Back to the predictions then. We'll move on. We'll speak about that badge right there. The Champions League winner. Will it be Newcastle? Yes. Get in. There's your prediction in. Everyone. Get in. First. There we go. Champions League winners, Newcastle United, 25-26. Happy days. Move on to the next one then. FA Cup. I've went for Barcelona. See, this is a hard one because obviously that's why it's the best competition, the biggest and the best in the world.
Right.
Just trying to think who the biggest and the best in the world at the minute is. Like obviously PSG, like could they retain that title? Like that was their first ever Champions League last year. Could they do it back to back? Maybe so.
Back to back, that'd be impressive, wouldn't it?
I mean, they're a ridiculous team. They're so good. Real Madrid, like they're obviously their name's always going to be in the hat year in, year out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really fancy Bayern Munich to push that far.
Nah.
Like they're good for a quarter final, maybe it's a semi final, maybe even a final. But are they good enough to go all the way and win it? I'm not too sure. Obviously, Harry Kane doesn't like winning things, does he? So yeah, I don't know. Like even like England, City, Liverpool.
City won it a couple of years ago.
Liverpool could do
it. If Liverpool get Isak, then
yeah, they're going to take the world.
They might take over the goal. Might do.
So yeah, I think I'd probably go someone safe like a Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I just don't really fancy Barcelona because they're kind of like a Chelsea where like the players are just constantly like in and out. Like there's no kind of like stability. Like they just don't. Sometimes they can't even afford to pay their players. They just bring players in and there's just no space for them in the squad. It's like, oh, wait, we can't register you. Oh, sound. So yeah, I just don't really fancy Barcelona. Like, obviously, they're still a good team, and they've proven that in the league and the Champions League. It's not like they've dipped any, but yeah, I just think they're in a bit of a weird space. I think since Messi left, they've just been in a really, really weird space recently. So
they did well last year. Obviously, won La Liga, but then I was surprised at how much they got battered in the semis. They got destroyed by Inter Milan in the semi-final when they were the favourites with Lamine Yamal. But I don't know. I'll just look at it this year. I think I'll just back them and go a little bit step further. But honestly, PSG is the one to watch, really, to go back to back for me.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely.
FA Cup winner then. I've went for a surprise pick on this one, Keg. I went for it. Last year, I said Newcastle win it. Got close. But at least won a trophy. But when I looked at it this year, I think realistically, with the FA Cup, you could see... I did think about Chelsea because they've got enough bloody squad players to go ahead and do it. I did think whoever finishes second could win that. You know, if it's not City, if it's not Liverpool, one of those could go on to potentially lift the FA Cup. But I've just went rogue. I've went Everton to win the FA Cup. I think Everton are going to have a good season. I think on a Moise, new stadium, Grealish coming in, and Dye's there, dangerous. If they get Tyler Dibblin, they've got a strong defence. You know, Branthwaite. Yeah, they've got Branthwaite in defence as much as they take the mick. They've got Pickford, very solid keeper. I don't know. I just fancy, you know, Moisey won that trophy at West Ham, the European trophy. I just think, I don't know. I went for an outside pick. If I'm going to be realistic, somebody's saying maybe Chelsea. But I'm going to stick with Everton. Why not?
So yeah, I'm going a little bit safer and I'm saying City for this one because of what I said before about having a bit of a bad year last year. Like they came so close. Obviously, they got to the final. But everywhere else was a little bit of a disappointing year, like the league, Champions League, the Carabao Cup. They didn't get that far, did they? So yeah, I feel like this is going to be like a make or break year. Like I think Guardiola, Haaland, people like that, like they're going to want to go balls out here. I think they're going to make a big splash. I think they'll probably lose out on the league to Liverpool, and I think if that is the case, then the last resort really is the FA Cup if they're still in it up until that stage. If towards the end of the season. So if Chelsea's City's still in the semi-finals and Liverpool's starting to run away with the league, like Guardiola's going to be like, right, we need to win this now because there's going to be like a couple of years trophyless. So I think they'll go all in for the FA Cup.
Yeah, I would say that. Like I said, one of them big teams you'd think would probably win a trophy, wouldn't you? And yeah, they need it as well. Like you see, it's a big season for Pep, really. Will he be scratching his eyeballs out again next year? We'll wait and see. Before we get on to the Carabao winners, and will Newcastle retain their trophy? Shout out to Sean for this super chat. If you look at the players on Isak's agent's books, you can see he's absolutely clamming for a big payday off Isak. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff about his agent is so dodgy. Like
it is. He's seen his books.
I haven't seen them now. I haven't seen the other players he represents.
So the only other recognizable names are Emi Martinez, Emi Buendia, and that's it. He's got like a bunch of like South Americans that no one's ever heard of. Don't even know what league they play in. Some of them are still in the Argentinian league and things like that. Like just no name players. Yeah, so Isak, Buendia, and Martinez are his only recognizable players. And obviously, Isak's his big paycheck, isn't he?
And he's been trying to get rid of Martinez all summer. Not
surprised. So,
this agent is honestly really really bad. I've seen the stuff about him the other day that looks like he's really dodgy. He was banned from like Isak's one of his first clubs, AIK. He was banned from there. He's had some dodgy dealings with Roman Abramovich in the past, and there's just loads of dirt on this agent when you look into him now, and that kind of shows what's been going on this summer with Isak, to be fair. Like, and he's not got any interests but money. It's a shame, and he has some mad stuff about agents, and they do just ruin a lot of stuff, like, don't they? They do ruin a lot of things in the game and paint it out pretty ugly.
Yeah, it has become a big thing in football for me. Like, I think over like 15, 20 years ago, like, agents' fees like weren't really much of a thing. Like, you never really heard much about it. But sometimes even like player transfers can stall because of agents' fees. Like, the agent isn't happy enough about their cutouts. It's like, mate, you're not the important thing here. Like, the big thing is this player that you represent, that you're trying to get the deal done for in the club where people actually give a shit, where they've got millions and millions of fans around the world, both for the player and the club. Who are you? Like, no one cares about you, mate. Like, you're still going to get your cut at the end of the day. Like, stop being greedy.
I think
they're trying to make it all about them. Like, they're trying to get famous.
Aye, well, that's working for him. Whether or not he takes it in, any publicity is good publicity, but he's getting all of it at the minute. Thing is with agents, I think it's genuinely one of the best jobs in the world.
It's got to be.
Because you're getting paid for someone else's talent.
You seen
reaping the rewards of someone else doing a lot of work. Isn't he's
it's his brother?
Aye,
but he's the only one that he represents. He's got his own office. He gets to work every day in a suit in an office.
What do you do?
Just to represent your brother.
Clean on FM. Like, it's mad. Like, I would prefer that where they do have like a family connection or a family tie rather than.
So a lot of them have like their dads and stuff like.
Aye, because otherwise you just get people like this, people mercenaries.
Yeah,
just pulling in all directions, just trying to get the best money for you. Jason with a shooter chat, thank you. Mayadurag Pivas is on the agent's books. Will he be sold if Isak leaves? What has happened to him, that Pivas? We've seen him unveiled like a year or two ago, and I've never seen him.
He went on loan. Newcastle. Yeah, I know he went on loan. I think he's back though. Or did he go back out? I'm not really too sure.
Never seen him in any pictures or any sort of like involvement with the
team.
Or
he was involved in pre-season if he was back at the club. Exactly, I know he was out. I think he went straight back out on loan, didn't he? I think we signed him and loaned him pretty much straight away. But yeah, I would have thought he would have had a little bit of involvement in pre-season if he was at the club. Like, I can only assume that his loan spell is a bit longer than anticipated. Maybe it's like a 18-month or 2-year loan spell or something like that. I've got no idea, to be honest. But you're right. He did seem to disappear as soon as he was signed, didn't he?
He was at Willem in Eredivisie last year. Only played 5 times. 20 years old. Yeah.
Well, 14 to 15 loan spell.
0 appearances for any level at Newcastle yet. Yeah, unveiled last summer. I remember that picture of him. Bit of a hype over him. Well,
interesting.
Yeah, interesting to see where he goes next and what he's doing. But his agent is an absolute scumbag. Right then, back to the predictions. Carabao Cup keg. Can Newcastle go back to back? Never mean PSG in the Champions League. Can we keep a hold of our trophy?
I mean, it's going to be difficult again. Like I say about PSG not winning the Champions League ever. Like, is it realistic for them to go back to back? Like, City didn't. Like, City won their first ever Champions League just a couple of years ago. They failed to go back to back. Like, we haven't won a cup in a major domestic tournament in England in 70 years. So it's a big void. I think the realistic answer to can they defend it is probably no. I mean, it would be obviously nice to have a good cup run. If we go far, then that's great. Obviously, we've got a few other things in the pipeline. Like, maybe we can do a little bit better in the FA Cup. Maybe we can have a good Champions League campaign and do well in the league. Like, other things can kind of factor into how good a season can be. Like, I'm not banking on winning the Carabao Cup to say that's a good season. Like, there's a few other things that would kind of be taken into consideration. But I've got Chelsea to win this one. As you mentioned, their squad depth before. And another one that could do with another cup. Like, sometimes if they go through a bit of a barren spell, like, Maresca's head will be on the chopping block if fucking light bulbs last longer than Chelsea managers. So yeah, Maresca's going to need a cup. So yeah, I think like I say, with the squad depth and the money that they spent, I need to win something. So yeah, I think the FA Cup because maybe be a bit more towards City, like a bit of a bigger, better team. But yeah, I think Carabao Cup for Chelsea is a good shout.
There's another team in London, and there's another manager there that needs a cup as well, because the pressure is on him this season. Mikel Arteta. Time for him to deliver. 5-6 years now since he won one. Nearly £1 billion spent. They've got the striker they've been wanting. They've got lots of other players through the door this summer. There's even talks of still going to get a left winger, an Eze or whatever. I think it'll be them to win the Carabao Cup next season. They'll go a little bit further than they couldn't last year when they got knocked out of the semis off Newcastle United.
I just can't wait for whoever wins the Carabao Cup to be buzzing about it and have like a trophy parade and that. Like, that'd be good to see.
We're totally taking the mick out of it's a Mickey Mouse Cup.
I can't believe he's
want to win that day. I don't want to see anyone, Robbie, all you lot don't want to see anybody celebrating. If you did win the Carabao Cup, don't want to see any celebrations.
Just take your medal, go home, man, will you?
Aye.
He's celebrating this.
Listen, I think anyhow Will take it seriously. Will want to go far again, but there's parts where you think with Champions League there might be, more important things that Newcastle will be concentrating on. I think they'll want to test themselves and go further in that this year, especially with the new format as well. Gives you a better chance to do that. It's not just you get a group of death like we did in year out. There's loads of different tiers and qualification bits and playoffs if you finish here and there. So I just think other things might take priority for Newcastle next year, and we might just fall short on a cup run. I would love a good cup run in the FA Cup. Like we've done the Carabao. Obviously, I'd love it again, but I think if we did
even a Wembley semi-final,
even something just to get used to see you at Wembley again, get used to being there, and familiarise yourself with going foreign cups is important to build that like mentality in the change rooms, but. I just think this year, I'm gonna go Arsenal. I would love to see someone different win it. Listen, last year, imagine this time last year if we could have predicted the cup winners for the season just gone. Palace in the FA Cup, Newcastle in the Carabao.
That's why someone like Everton's like a good shout. I'd love to see it. I know, like we've got a little bit of rivalry with Everton and that, but it's not that deep, really, is it? But someone different like Everton, Palace. Wolves, Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, someone like that. Like, I'd love to see just someone different instead of Arsenal's, Liverpool's, Chelsea, City's. Like that's boring, man. It's boring, man.
Big up to Cynical Jim, who's became a member. We are doing the member giveaway this week. If you remember, you would have seen it. You would have seen it on the public post as well. We are giving away a new shirt of your choice from Newcastle United's home, away, third, the keeper shirt, this one, the yellow one, the pink one, whichever one you want. You decide. If you win, you just have got to comment on the member section. You become a member by clicking the link in the description or hitting the join button. Should be on your page somewhere there now. And get involved in the monthly giveaways. This month, a Newcastle United shirt. If you were going to win it, Keg, which one would you pick?
Oh, that's a good question.
You've already got the home one, so we'll rule that one out.
I've got the home one. That's the only one that I've got this season. Maybe the third one. Or like a sexy goalkeeper top. Like I'm a big fan of the yellow and pink ones.
Yeah, they're nice.
And then maybe like the navy third one, like them.
Good options there. So get involved and you can pick one for yourselves. Back to finishing off the predictions then. We're on a golden boot now. I've went boring. I've went obvious. Well, he didn't win last year, to be fair, did he? Erling Haaland. Because I've said City to win the league. If they're going to do that, they're going to need him firing.
Yeah, I've gone boring and gone Haaland as well, just because they're like, every year that he's had since his first year has been said to be like a bit of a disappointment, but he's still got like 20 plus goals. Like that's mad, the standard that he set. Like he smashed the single season goal scoring record in his debut season. Like he was just on absolute fire. Couldn't stop the freak of nature. Even like last year, everyone's like, "Oh, Haaland's fucking shit." Still scored like 26 goals or something like that. But then even like last year, I got like 22, 23, something like that. Like for him, it's a major drop off. Yeah. But yeah, I've said a couple of times already, I fancy City to bounce back. They'll be a lot stronger than what they were last year. I think they'll kind of force that. Like obviously, as I said before, Pep will want a big bounce back, and someone like your main man like Haaland, he's going to be the main man and score a hell of a lot of goals. So yeah, and with Salah, he won it last year, like knocking on a little bit, got a bit more competition there now. He's got like a few better players around him.
Gonna be feeding players a lot next year as well.
Yeah, and again, I don't say it happening now, but if like they've got like a Isak and they've got like a TK and people like that, like there's a lot more goals to be had like around the squad. Like last year, like wasn't that like a mad stat that Liverpool wouldn't be anywhere near what they were if it wasn't for his goals? Like I think he scored like the majority of their goals. If he took his goals away, like not many other people were scoring goals. Like he was almost single-handedly doing it himself. Right. Even like his assists and stuff, that might have been the start. It was his goal contributions, his goals and assists, because he went on a mad one last year. I just don't think he'll maintain that again. Now he's
won that new contract, didn't he?
Now he's another year older. Like he's got his new contract. So yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to have like a down year as such. Maybe he's like a Haaland down year where he'll still score 21, 22 goals. But I fancy Haaland to be on like 27, 28.
Wissa got 19 last year. Yeah, maybe. Now where Wissa, son? Yeah, I'll go for Haaland. Put your Golden Boot winner in the chat, especially if it's a bit of a rogue one, maybe like a Mateta, something like that. You know what I mean? An outside shout. Sesko? No chance. First manager to get the chop. Saxies, who's it going to be?
Yeah, I think you mentioned before, obviously Brentford with Keith Andrews, it's going to be a tough one for him. Maybe it's a step too far. Obviously lost a very good manager. Obviously lost their best player, that captain, that goalkeeper, and are on the brink of losing Wissa as well. So it's been a really, really tough year for Brentford, and someone with not as much experience as Keith Andrews, I think it's going to be a huge ask. I mean, I feel sorry for him, and yeah, he's probably going to be a prime candidate for the chop, and no matter how good or bad he does, I think it's going to be harsh on him, and I will feel sorry for him if he is the first. So he's a big shout, but I think Scotty Parker and Daniel Farke, they've been sacked from the Premier League before as well. For I don't think enough time. Like, I'm a big fan of Scott Parker. I think he got fired. Was it Fulham he got sacked from last in the Premier League? Or was
Bournemouth
it
as well?
Bournemouth, that was it. I think Bournemouth cut him a little bit too quickly for me. Like, I think he deserved a little bit more time. But yeah, I think them two, obviously newly promoted. If things don't go well, with a fair bit of money spent, if they're the new Southampton, where they're trailing far, far behind from the others, then yeah, I think they'll be top candidates.
I like the Farke shout. Because wasn't he going to get sacked even after he got them promoted?
He was.
Like Sky Sports headline, like, they're going to sack him.
Yeah, I heard that actually. I completely forgot about that, but that's a really good point. So they'll probably lose the first game of the season. Like, done. We'll
just give him 120 million to spend this summer, and when he's lost his first 3 games, after the Newcastle game, probably 3 games in, bank holiday weekend, international break, get him sacked.
Someone else in. New manager.
Longstaff player coach. Aye. There you go. I think, I'm tempted to change from Keith Andrews to Farke now, because maybe they'll give him, Brentford seem to me like they might be a bit more patient than it.
They might understand the situation.
I mean, they should do, because it's literally his first managerial role. So unless he looks way out of his depth, they should be thinking, well, we're going to have to at least give him a few
with
months.
Players nowhere near as good as what Thomas the Frank engine had. There he goes. He's a really good manager. Like Thomas Frank's a really good manager and had built himself a really, really good squad. Like, all of that's just been ripped apart. Like, they've got nowhere near as good of the players. Like, obviously there's still a few hanging over there, but yeah, completely new team, lost all the best players, lost a really good manager. Like, his job's going to be well up against it. Like, so I'll feel really, really sorry for him if he's the first on sacked.
People are saying the Wolves manager could be the first to go. Definitely, we've mentioned how much they could struggle next year. Ruben Amorim, could you see him? Arteta, there's a shout for there.
Yeah,
Amorim could definitely be in trouble. You know what I mean? There was talks of how well things were going behind the scenes. Could it be a bit of an issue there? When he came in, didn't have the effect at all that they thought he would.
No,
he's actually got worse than Ten Hag. They've given him the summer. Make him a bit of time, but they've also got a tough fixture list to begin with, so the pressure could get on him early.
He is a good shout. Like, I kind of defended Amorim a little bit in the sense that he brought into a shit show. And I don't even necessarily think it was Ten Hag's fault, because Ten Hag bought a lot of players, but I just think it's a cultural thing at Man United. Like, just whatever they do, they just can't seem to get it right. So when Amorim was brought in, I think it was just before Christmas, wasn't it? So he had January where I think they signed a young'un. Can't even remember who they signed. It was Dorgu and Heaven. I think they were like, that's not enough. Like, you could tell that he was trying to force his system with players that didn't fit. So he was getting a bit of stick. People were saying like, he needs to abandon the system, just do what works. But I respect him for sticking to his guns and letting the people that's going to stay next year learn the system. So when he gets his own players in, it can be a bit of an easier transition. So now he's spent a bit of money. Like, I think it's only attackers, really, isn't it? I think it's just the front 3. Is that all he's brought in? He hasn't brought any defenders. Like, I think wing-backs is going to be important.
Trying to get Believer from Brighton. He's trying to get a
goalkeeper. Yeah, so if he's spent all this money and it doesn't go well for him, he's sticking to that system, then yeah, you could, like, Man United, like, they like sacking managers as well. But I think Maresca could be a shout, because I said like to change managers quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think even if things don't go well at Tottenham, I think Frank will be given more than enough time. I think he'll be given like kind of the respect enough to see that out, even though that goes tits up. But yeah, Chelsea and Tottenham love sacking managers, and Man United as well.
Good shout there as well in the chat for Graham Potter at West Ham. Obviously, they need to turn things around, but they haven't spent much either. Right then, the final section of our predictions is who will be the biggest flop? The player that will fail the most. Best to go really off new signings as well, isn't it? So just out of spite, went for Benjamin Šeško.
Really? You saying that for, like?
He's just shite, man, and I bought him in the first place. Overrated. Overpriced, overrated. I just think he's going to flop because of Manu.
Yeah,
everyone else does.
As I was saying before, like Sancho's and whatever, yeah.
And I just think, I look at that. And I mean, flop might be harsh on him because he might do all right. He may get, 10 goals, 14 goals.
Yeah, that's what I can see. Like, I think
he's not going to be no £80 million striker getting 25, winning trophies or getting them top 4. I can't see it. So I was even tempted to go for. I honestly don't think Gyökeres is going to have as much of an impact.
I've written quite a few down, to be fair, but yeah, Gyökeres is one of mine because I think there's too much relying on him. Like Arsenal's needed a number 9 for a good few years. They spent a canny bit of money on Gabriel Jesus, who was fine short term, but he's not like your proper like 20 goal a season striker. Like he's a good squad player, he's a good striker, but that's about it. And then they've had Havertz playing down the middle, who's not a number 9. He's a good player. I like Havertz, but there's no way he's a number 9. Even though that short on options last year that had Miguel Moreno playing up front,
like 9 goals or something. No?
Yeah, so I think there is a lot of pressure on Gyökeres. Like obviously he's big money. Some people are just saying like maybe he just can't adapt to the Premier League. Like why is he such a late bloomer? Because he's like 27 or something, isn't he? Like he's no kid. He played he was in the Premier League with Brighton a few years ago. He made 3 unused substitute appearances.
Wow.
Got his breakout in the Championship, done really well for Coventry, then moved over to Portugal, where, let's face it, Darwin Núñez looked world class.
Thank you.
Portuguese league doesn't always mean a lot. Like some really, really big players have came from, or big names at least, have came from the Portuguese league to the Premier League. And difficult to hit the ground running. Why is it taking him so long to build this name and reputation for himself? Like maybe he's going to, like I say, with that pressure and the price tag at a big team like Arsenal, might be a lot. Maybe he can't live up to that expectation. So yeah, I think Gyökeres could be a really good shout.
Yeah, I like the Gyökeres shout. I think it could be one of them ones where he might do all right again, but he's not. The Arsenal fans think he's going to win the league. I don't think he's going to make that difference, to be honest. I don't.
He can only help if he's good. Like if he gets that 20 goals plus that Arsenal want. They've been short a couple of years, about like 3 years in a row. They've been second. Probably just because they've been missing that number 9, like they have been crying out for him. But is he that number 9 that's going to make that difference and push them on to be better than Liverpool and City? Cannot see it. Like obviously, it's going to help, but you need to beat out Liverpool and City. And at the minute, I just think them two are stronger.
And when Liverpool are signing Ekitike and maybe Isak and Wirtz, they've already done and everything, and City are signing, and Chelsea, you've got Pedro and stuff who looks really good pre-season and that. So. Big ask. Shout out to Bogey09 for the super chat. Let's hope for 150 million for Isak at Liverpool. He's hoping for it. He wants him out.
Yeah, that's the price tag that we want. Yeah.
Take it and run. And that leads us on nicely to the transfer section to Alexander Isak. And there was a bit the day keg that came out from the Telegraph saying that Newcastle United believe they will keep Alexander Isak at the club this summer. Luke Edwards at Telegraph reporting Newcastle believe they will keep Isak this summer. The club will try to smoothly reintegrate him into the first team squad. However, this is unlikely to happen until after the transfer window shuts. What do you make of that one then?
I feel like I could kind of see it coming, like with the realization that we're probably not going to get him sold. Like it's like, as the days tick on towards the end of the transfer window, it seems less and less likely that he is going to be sold. Obviously, I don't think Liverpool's going to pay the price, and we're holding out for that price. I think Liverpool think that because of the situation, they can get away with getting him on a bargain budget. That's not going to happen. Like, we're in no need to sell him with 3 years left on his contract. So we're still going to be stubborn. You could say stubborn, you could not. Like, I think we're quite well within our rights to hold out for the right amount of money. So yeah, he doesn't deserve to train. I think, fuck him. Like, let him rot. He doesn't deserve to train with the way his attitude's been stinking. So yeah, I think fines, keep him away, banish him, whatever you want for a few weeks. How long we got left of the transfer window? About 3 weeks, something like that.
Just under 3 weeks, 19 days.
So 19 days. Like, even if you keep him out for the next 3-4 weeks, fine him or freeze his payments. If he's still going to return to train, then fair enough. Once the window slams shut and he's got no choice, Eddie Howe can have a sit down with him and be like, right, here's your options.
Yeah.
Sit with the reserves with half your pay or no pay until January or even next summer or even for the next fucking 3 years if you want to, mate, because you're in contract. Like, we can do this to you if you want to. If you want to play these games, you'll be, 28 when you can leave on a free? Like, if you want to play these games, you can do it. Or you can play football. It's a World Cup, yeah. You can window shop, put yourself in that window for teams coming up. Like, maybes will sell you next year. If you just play the game, get on the field, score some goals, play with your teammates, appease the fans, we'll consider letting you go next year. But even next year, you'll still have 2 years left in your contracts. At the end of the day, it's still in our hands. So, yeah, like, ball's completely in our court. Liverpool fans and don't think it is. I think they think they're in the driver's seat. No, you're not. Like, we've got 3 years left on his contract that him and his agent signed. So we can do as we please. So, yeah, I think that is the right thing. I think slowly integrate him at an appropriate time, which isn't anytime soon.
No, I said there it'll be after the window shuts. So
even a little bit after that, I would say, right? Just depending on his attitude.
I still can't see Isak staying me. Even though the days go by, the bid doesn't come in, Newcastle can't get the replacement. So maybe I lean towards it because of what I've just said. It's the replacement there for me. It's just like, after failing to get Sesko, not going to probably put the money up for a Samu unless they went and got that Ramos or went domestic and got Watkins. I don't know. I just feel like I can't envisage Isak in a Newcastle shirt playing for us again next season. I just can't. It's
going to be difficult. As I said last week, he's going to do some serious bum licking. Like, with everyone in the club, out the club, the fans, his teammates, like the managers, like, it's going to be hard for him. But that could be light at the end of the tunnel because, like I just said, like, when the window slams shut and he's still here, you're going to have to play, mate. Like, we're paying your wages. I say it's a World Cup year. You want to put yourself in the shop window. We will let you go, as we've said, when there's a replacement, when there's a suitable replacement, which we've tried to get with Sesko and Ekitike. It's not like we haven't tried. Like, we cannot let you go. So ideally, as we're going to pay your wages, we'll be happy to pay your wages, even if you want to sign a new contract without an extension. Get yourself a little bit more money. Get yourself out there. Earn a little bit more money for the next 12 months, and we'll sell you next year. Like a handshake agreement. Like, we'll let you go if you still want to go this time in 12 months. But for now, get yourself on the field, get 20 plus goals a season, and he's going to get pelters from the fans and deserves it, probably for the first few weeks. Like, fans are going to absolutely rile him up. But at the end of the day, if he's in that Newcastle shirt and he's given 110% commitment, then we can kind of let it go. If he's going to be winning with games and he's going to be fighting for a golden boot and he's going to be helping to win games in the Champions League and whatnot, then we've kind of got to let him get on with this. Like, it doesn't put us as fans in a great position because a lot of people are going to want to burn his house down. But, like, you know,
he's got one at the minute.
Yeah, I've got one at the minute. So it's up for rent for $7,000 a month, apparently, if you can afford it.
Yeah, $7,000 a month. Yeah, we can offer that anymore. Should try and get the money. We'll get 1 month lease. That'd be funny. Do the videos from inside Isak.
Can't afford 1 month. Sorry,
1 month's only.
Yeah, it's going to be a long road. Whatever happens, whatever the outcome, it's going to be messy. It's going to be sticky. And no one's really going to enjoy it. Us, at the least. Like, even if he does play, I say we're not going to enjoy seeing him out there wearing our shirt. That's why I mean he's going to get pelters and he deserves it. But if he's playing his heart out and he's scoring goals and he's helping to win games, we're going to have to sort of just put it to the side. By no means forgive and absolutely not forget.
Definitely
never, ever. But yeah, just kind of let him get on with it, and hopefully he plays well for when we sell him next summer.
I think the only way back for Isak is if he comes out, sacks his agent, puts all the blame on him and said, I was wrongly advised. I apologise. I'm here and I'm going to play. That's the only way back for me. And even then, you're thinking like, how much of that
He needs to put out a public statement.
Because you can't behave the way he has and just act like now it's happened.
Yeah,
like,
can't just come back and think that 52,000, like he's gonna have them banners up.
I get the tifos out.
Alexander the Great, none of that.
None of that. So if he does that, got rid of his agent, said that it was, his advice, steered him in the wrong direction, all that, then that's one of the ways that I'd potentially see him back in Newcastle shape. But at the minute, it's just like untenable for me. But
I just can't see we're selling him. That's the thing. Like, not even that he stays, not because we want him to stay. I just can't see we're selling him.
Liverpool not going to put the money up, or it's the replacement for me. Like you said, we've tried.
Both things need to happen. We can't really do one or the other.
No.
Like there's no point getting a replacement in if we're not going to sell him. But someone needs to put the money up. So two things need to happen, and that's just why I can't see it happening.
With 19 days left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We'll wait and see. I'm sure we haven't seen the last of the drama in the Isak saga. Let me know in the comments what you think. Will Isak stay or go this window? Yoane Wissa is the one that's meant to be coming in. We've been saying that for a few weeks now. That one's edging closer. You've said there a couple of things need to happen for the Isak situation to be resolved. It's very similar down there in London at Brentford. They're trying to get Tara from Bournemouth. Bournemouth are trying to get Tara's replacement. Everyone's waiting to get a bloody replacement. So it's a longer chain than trying to flog you. Who's this, isn't it?
It is.
Jesus Christ, it's a nightmare. So Wissa, they're confident. There's reports today Newcastle are so confident that they can get that deal done this week before the game, which will be a huge boost because we'll preview that game at the end of the show. But at the minute, you will be seeing most likely Anthony Gordon is our number 9 for that one. But if Wissa could come in, then that would be a big boost to have an actual striker there in the squad. Obviously, there's a Sula, but pre-season hasn't been that great for him. He still looks a bit well off the mark and the pace, to be fair, at this level. So are you happy with that Wissa deal, Craig? And do you think it will get done before the weekend?
Yes, I'm happy with it. Obviously, it's been a long-term target all summer long. It's just been dragging out just as much as the bloody Isak saga has. With all these links in the chain, like it's just been fucking nightmare. I hate the transfer window. But yeah, like I think it will get done. Like I say, like a lot of things need to happen. Like Bournemouth's replacement needs to get replaced, and then his replacement needs to get replaced, and then Bournemouth need to get that one in, and then Brentford need to get that one in. Like it's awful.
It's a nightmare.
But yeah, like, I think all the journalists and reporters and stuff are very confident that it's going to get done. I think Newcastle are still keen on the deal. I think that agreement with Bournemouth, Brentford has been struck. Yeah. We're just waiting on that replacement coming in and then Bournemouth's replacement coming in. So yeah, I don't see it happening by the weekend. I think that's too much to happen.
You're right. It's Wednesday night now.
Yeah, literally. We've got 3 days to get it done.
And
so so we need Bournemouth to get a sign in, and we need to get Brentford to get a sign in, and then we need to sign Wissa, get him in. The bloody media and stuff's going to take ages.
God,
the signing. Ideally, you would like him to get a couple of days training. So ideally, you would like him in pretty much today, tomorrow at the latest. So yeah, he's not going to play against Villa. No chance in hell.
No chance.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it will get done before the end of the window.
End of the window, yeah. End of the week is pretty ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Shout out to Geordie Trucker for the super chat. Keg, you sorted well. You sent in £2 to start yourselves off.
Everyone else, get them in.
So we're only
come round, we'll have a house party.
We're only £6,998 away from being able to afford the first month's rent at Isak's house. So
cheers, mate.
If everyone else could just donate £1, to be fair, if everyone donated £10, would be pretty close. So that'd be great. We're 1,000 people watching live.
We'll hold a house party. You can all come round.
We'll do the live podcast for you in Isak's big kitchen. And reboot that. Cheers to Geordie Trucker for that one. On to someone we have actually signed and sealed and delivered and did the promotional videos on and announced.
Wow.
Malick Thiaw, the 24-year-old. 24, isn't he?
Just turned.
We had that from the weekend vlog when the age was very much a dispute amongst the press box. So yeah, the ex-Milan defender, shall we say now, German international, signed, announced last night, Keg. I really like his interviews. I really like his character. I really like the sign. I'm excited.
Yeah. One of the things that really makes us happy when you say like the interviews is how good his English is.
That's really good, isn't it?
And I actually checked a couple of days ago, like even before the signing was announced, I had a look at his Instagram. And the last video that was posted, I think it was like an ad. I didn't know if it was for Adidas or someone like that, but it was like an ad where he was talking English. I was like, fucking hell, his English is mint.
Oh,
so I think that's a really good thing for a foreigner, especially quite a young foreigner coming in. Like it makes the process a lot remember,
because Tonali, remember, that wasn't
Tonali,
easy,
didn't speak a word. Mickey still didn't after fucking 6 years. So I think getting that integration, I think that's why like when
that's mad. How did he not learn any English? Being surrounded by English-speaking coaches and players for 6 years.
Yeah. Wait, with like Real Madrid, like people loved when Bellingham and Trent done their interviews, but that's why they hated Bale because he refused to learn the language. Then when he went to LA, done his full press conference in Spanish, just winding the fans up because they didn't like him, he didn't like them, so it was hilarious.
Mad.
But yeah, that integration just is a lot easier when he can speak the lingo and speak it well. It's like Bruno spoke English. It wasn't great when he signed, but it was enough to get by, and he's obviously learned it a lot better. And him and Joelinton, because I think Joelinton really struggled with English, so I think Bruno coming in really helped the pair of them. I think they must have learned English together. So yeah, I think that really helped him. But yeah, Malick Thiaw's English is absolutely class. So that's good. But he's a footballer, not a teacher. So yeah, it's really good that we've finally got an important thing in. This has been a position for the last couple of years, right-sided centre-back, a little bit of versatility and all. He can play as a DM, as a
defender that's not
fullback.
In the 30s.
And he's 24 years old. Woohoo! Get in there. Is he as injury-prone as Botman?
Hopefully not.
Fingers crossed.
That would be awful. Absolutely awful. But you mentioned the versatility. That's key in Eddie Howe saying, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right back, DM he can play as well. I think he's going to be
good on the ball.
I think he's going to be a class signing for us. I just got a good feeling about him.
Yeah, me and all, yeah. I think it's perfect that he can take a bit of time. Like, he doesn't need to be thrown in. Like, he's obviously, I think, signed to challenge Shaw / be his backup / be his eventual replacement, because Shaw's pushing on. He's got them greys pushing through. He's like pushing 34 now, and we all know that his time is maybe ticking. So yeah, like, I feel like he doesn't need to play straight away. Like, for me, I'm quite happy for him to sit on the bench behind Shaw for a few weeks. Obviously, a few sub appearances and that, like a few minutes here and there. But there's no stress, no pressure on him, and that's the good thing. I think when there's a really void position there, and yeah, coming from overseas, like it's not like the same as like Alanga, who's played in the Premier League for a few years, so he knows what it's all about. But yeah, someone young, foreign, never played in the Premier League before. Come in, yeah, I think it's good for them to take that little bit of time, and having someone as good and as experienced as Fabian Shaw, it's perfect for him. So yeah, I've got no interest in seeing him in the starting 11 for a few weeks. I'm quite happy just to see him sit on the bench and just wait his turn.
Which is an Eddie Howe special. You know, you think of your Brunos and others who he's saying he beds them in, doesn't he? Doesn't rush them in.
We're not desperate.
No, we're not. And Shaw's came off the back of a great season, but it is so good to have like a young, powerful defender there who's hopefully ready to step up for the next 5 to 10 years. Would be nice, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So let's move on to Jacob Ramsey now. There's been quite a few comments about him in the chat throughout the show. Late last night, there was talks that Newcastle were advancing on a deal to sign Ramsey. This morning, the likes of the Telegraph and others were reporting that a fee had been agreed with Aston Villa, £40 million package, medical pending. And then other reports from the UK stated that it wasn't as close as the likes of him, Romano and others said it was. So it's now been reported that it's not as far along as the likes of Romano and stuff said.
Of course it's not.
We haven't agreed a fee yet, haven't agreed personal terms, but it is progressing, and it's one that everyone else is still confident it'll get done. So this one was moving really quick last night, really quick this morning. Kind of
came out the blue a little bit, huh? Like how suddenly like it was being reported like God's almost done. Like the communications are going, like deals are being agreed and stuff. It's like, fuck no.
Get in.
Love out like that.
Love out that. Please, thank you. We'll have more of that. But then it was going a bit too well, a bit too fast for our liking, which makes sense.
Hard on, slow down.
Yeah, come on. Have you not read this book before? Have you not seen how signs have been going? So, yeah, the Ramsey one is still progressing. He only wants Newcastle, he said. Linked to West Ham and stuff as well, but he wants Newcastle. Eddie Howe's a long-term admirer of the midfielder. So it looks like that could be the one that gets done next. And the one that is kind of your Willock / Longstaff replacement there in midfield.
Yeah. For me, I think he's going to fit in with that midfield really well. Like, I think, he's kind of a Longstaff replacement, but I see him being like an upgrade on Willock because he's a left footer, he's a left-sided midfielder. Another one who's versatile and obviously suits Eddie Howe's style of play. He's like more of he can play like attacking mid, he can play on the left wing. So that's like what Joe Linton and Willock always used to do really well. Like, remember when we would play like Joe Linton on the wing and Willock in midfield, and they would like swap.
Interchange.
Yeah, they didn't change and do really well. So he could do that if needs be. But yeah, like you say, he's got that versatility. So I think he's a really good sign. I think he's going to be quite an underrated sign, to be fair. But he's another one that doesn't need to be pushed in because, let's face it, nobody in the world right now for me gets ahead of our front three or midfield three, I should say. But he's a great option for me. He's first off the bench because let's say he's an upgrade on Willock, who's always injured. Obviously, Longstaff's out the door, so we've only really got Miley. Who, I'm a fan of. Nothing against Lewis Miley, but he's still a young lad. He's still learning his craft. His best years are ahead of him. But Ramsey has been in the league for a good few years, 24 years old. I think he broke through at like 18, 19 or something. So he's got like a good few years of experience, and obviously Champions League and stuff now as well. And Villa's pushed on, done really, really well for themselves. I think he's a really, really good squad depth option. He's obviously going to get a lot of starts. Like anytime, I say he's going to be first off the bench as soon as Joe Linton's injured or whatever, which he can be. Because at the back end of last season when Joe Linton was injured and Willock came in, like Willock just wasn't up to pace.
Really flattered the scene. I thought that was a chance to maybe show his point again, prove a point, if you will, because he hadn't really performed that well for a while. And then when Willock did come in, he wasn't cutting the mustard. Yeah,
so he's another option, and he's a big upgrade. He's fourth on the depth chart, in my opinion. So
I like it.
First off the bench.
I like the Ramsey move. Does his injury record worry at all? Speaking about Willock being injured all the time, a few Villa fans were saying he's great on his day, but sometimes that day is far between because he does have some injury troubles. But looking at his record, he's still played quite a few games in the last few seasons. I just think he needs maybe a new lease of life and a bit of consistency because he was on the cusp of that England team as well. He did really well for like the under 21s and that. So he might have big ambitions to try and get himself into the England team for the World Cup next year because midfield's a bit of a weak point really for England when you look at it. For me, apart from Bellingham, who kind of just does what he wants further forward, what have you got? Your Wharton, your Rice, and then after that, he's got fucking Jordan Henderson called 40 years old or something. So, it's a chance to try and, prove a point, I guess. Yeah, give himself a boost in his career.
Yeah, definitely. And like say, I really think Villa's a really good team, and I think Emery's a really good manager, but I think that's why he supposedly wanted Newcastle, and Eddie Howe has been a long-term admirer. We've been linked with him in the past. But yeah, Eddie Howe's one of these managers that can develop a player and it gets a good relationship with these players as well, apart from one that he shall not be named. But yeah, I think it's a good match, and I think he really will fit into our system well. I think it is a good place for him to come. Just like to say, fit into our system, work well with the manager. I think his teammates. Apparently, he's a really good dressing room guy.
Yeah,
he's got a really good personality. Yeah, good character, which obviously is an important thing for Eddie Howe. He's not just going to be going signing dickheads.
Until you turn into one.
Until you turn into one, don't turn into one, Jacob Reed.
Yeah, don't go. Take an answer spot in the dressing room. Cased.
So I think it just all ends. It's a really good sign, and people are going to question the transfer fee, which is understandable. It's a good point. You're well within your rights to question it, but
this day and age,
the market's the market, innit? Everything's expensive. Everything's 30, 40 plus these days.
Yeah, we were saying
bang average players are 35 million these days.
Yeah,
so
we were saying everyone just seems to be 55 million this summer. Madueke, Alanga, everyone's just like 55 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but I think he'll be a good part of the squad for the next few years because he is still young, and I think he'll learn and get better as long as he stays fit. Fingers crossed.
It does rule out a player we're going to talk about. Okay, we'll briefly mention it, and that's Bilal El Khanous of Leicester City. The Moroccan midfielder has a release clause. He was heavily linked to Newcastle at the start of the week, but now the likes of Carabao Cup are saying that he won't be signing because it was either him or Ramsey, if you like, for that midfield battle. But is that the right decision for you? What did you make of the El Khanous links?
I think this was one of the ones that was just kind of being a link and nothing really too much to be looked into, I don't think. But where's his best position?
10.
Yeah, that's why I just don't think he would really fit us. But he's really young and really talented, really highly rated.
I do like him,
So yeah, could be a good player to have in, but like I say, where's he going to play? Like, what's his best role going to be at this club?
Doesn't suit our system.
Yeah, like not like Ramsey. Like I say, I think Ramsey really fits our system. Like he's a like for like Willock replacement. Totally can play as that left side centre mid, or as like put the pushing 8, or you can adapt and be versatile and play on the left wing. But yeah, Alexander Isak, just don't, like I say, talented. Maybe we could find a role for him, but no point banging a square peg into a round hole. Go get someone that's more likely to fit into our system quite well, like Jacob Ramsey does.
Yeah, I agree. I think, he might end up with Tottenham maybe now with Maddison being out, and they did previously. We don't know what Thomas Frank's going to do, but I just think, Alcanu's a very good footballer, exciting, loads of potential, but wouldn't
20 or something,
21. I wouldn't have really suited us at the minute. Finally, on transfers, before we do the last transfer topic, big up to Jason with a super chat. Which area do we need to strengthen next? If struggling for midfield, any objections to finding a left back and moving Hall into the middle?
Absolutely not.
Lewis Hall obviously played in the middle a lot for Chelsea, but Eddie Howe worked on him for a year to try and get him better defensively at left back, didn't he? Remember this season before, the one that's just gone, when everyone was saying, why is Hall not playing? Eddie Howe said he wasn't ready defensively. Waited for him, improved him on the training ground. And yes, Hall was very good at Chelsea in the middle and on internationals as well. In the youth setup, he's done it. But if you're desperate, maybe. But I think now that he's worked so hard on him at left back, he would stay there. Left back, we've got Boone who could go in, I guess. We've got Target still here, which is crazy. But what do you reckon?
It could be. I've actually thought about this. Yeah, left back could be a place that you need to upgrade soon. But there's a lot of versatility in the team. Like you mentioned, Byrne, and obviously Lloyd Kelly was there last year as well. He was a versatile option. But now, anytime Hall's out, Tino goes over with Trippier at right back.
Really good left back, yeah.
Trippier's played a lot on the left for England and stuff as well. So we've got both of our right backs or more than comfortable left backs. Like I say, we've got Byrne. Is that someone else I'm missing of the target?
I think when Trippier leaves next season or this summer, which we're going to talk about next, then you could look for a left back, especially Target. I think he's only got 1 year left, hasn't he? I mean,
maybe he's even right back as well, because once Trippier goes, you've only got Kraft.
Yeah.
So
Chout and you want him in the centre back partnership for years now, don't you?
So I think full back depth in the coming years is probably going to end up being a concern. Maybe as you kind of nip that in the bud before it becomes a concern.
The starters definitely isn't, but in terms of squad depth, definitely is, actually.
Yeah, with contracts running out and stuff. It's something to look into in the next year or two. But we're going to need that second striker, whatever happens with Isak.
Yeah.
Once Wissa comes in. Maybe it's another centre mid just for a bit of depth.
I think so.
Like I say,
with Longstaff gone. Yeah. Because you can see Ramsey's like a Willock, and Willock's not going to play because I was injured and hasn't been good. Then do you need your Longstaff / Anderson replacement? And Ali Anderson left, Longstaff left. Feature.
I'd say like a strong number 6.
Aye.
A proper bullshitting DM.
I would like that. Someone who just sit there, does the dirty work, doesn't want to be fancy, doesn't want to do anything, ruffles a few feathers, breaks up the play. That's kind of what we could look at doing. Like,
I think we should try Joelinton in that role. I think you'd love it.
You would love it,
smashing into people, just cleaning up.
Yeah, you could do.
And then Joelinton would be classics.
Further forward, but I mean, strength next for me is striker, because we're just really struggling there. When you look towards the weekend, that Gordon's going to be the 9 most likely. When you look at Asula, hasn't quite done it. Wilson's gone. Isak may as well be gone because he's not part of the plans at the minute. So, striker next to strengthen for me. Good question, though. I think there was one more. It was just the Skinner becoming a member. There we go. Remember, you can join the channel, become a member, and win one of the Newcastle United shirts of your choice, as I mentioned earlier in the show. Speaking of fullbacks, then, Keig, the most experienced one we've got is Kieran Trippier. He will probably be playing on Saturday at right back with Tino at left back, as we've seen through pre-season, as Lewis Hall continues to recover from his long-term injury. Linked to AS Monaco this week, though. Strong reports there, saying that they are going to make an approach for the right back. Trippier, would he want the move? Would he take it? Newcastle definitely don't want to sell. Eddie Howe wants to keep him. Priceless at this stage, really. 34, 1 year left on his deal. What you're going to get for him, maybe 5 million if you're lucky. Champions League, squad depth. It's obviously, in my opinion, I think we should keep him. What do you think?
Keep him, yeah, 100%. It is an interesting one though, because obviously he's been linked away like a little bit over the past couple of years. Obviously with like his family dispute and stuff, like the things that went on. Maybe he's mentally with him, like a couple of years ago when it was all first coming out about his family and stuff, his personal troubles. His performances on the pitch were suffering. Like the mistake he made against Everton, the mistake he made against Chelsea, like he really cost with a couple of games. He cost with the Carabao Cup that year as well. So all the links were that he was going to go that year. He wasn't happy. Bayern Munich had a couple of bids knocked back. But yeah, I think he's turned that around now. Like he's proper like knuckled down, and he's like really like he always has been an integral part of the squad. But obviously, performance wise, he's back to his best. He's doing really really well. But maybe in the back of his mind, he could think of another challenge now that obviously he wanted to move back to England away from Madrid to be closer to his family. With things like that, maybe Monaco would be a lush place to live.
Tax-free as well, by the way. Tax-free.
Interesting offer at this stage in his career, and with 1 year left on his deal. Maybe.
I think
it's a possibility.
If I'm being honest, and I wouldn't begrudge him for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thinking, I've played in Spain, obviously played in England. I could say I've played in France, go live in a lush part of the world. Pogba, Eric Dyer. They're on the up, man. Monaco are back. So if he wanted to go, wouldn't hold it against him. I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't.
Eddie Howe will want to keep him, but with an offer coming in like that, when you're in the final stages of your career,
1 year left on your deal, 34-year-old. It's a good offer.
It is a good offer, it is a good offer. But I think both of us are in agreement that we hope that he stays.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Right then, let's finish off with a look towards the Premier League opener this Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. Newcastle v Villa at Villa Park. Obviously, the league itself kicks up on Friday night with Liverpool v Bournemouth. But Newcastle's first game, how do we see that one going, Keg? Which is a tough question because we haven't got any form to go by. Pre-season's been an absolute stinger. Knee wins. We were there against Madrid. No goals. Hasn't been good. I'm not sure how Villa's pre-season's been. Pre-season doesn't really matter that much, really. Villa, like I said, they've had one signing in Ghassan, the striker. But so far, apart from Ramsey maybe, they've kept the chunk of their players who've been linked to go. Your Martinez, your Watkins, and that they're still at the club. Emery's a great manager. It's always a tough match for Newcastle at Villa. They slapped up last season towards the end of the campaign. So how are you seeing this one at Villa Park on Saturday lunchtime?
Yeah, it is really, really hard one to see this one through. A couple of years ago, I wasn't as optimistic when we opened the season at home against Villa. Like I thought that was going to be a much harder game.
What a day that was!
It was amazing. Like, I wouldn't say I was pessimistic, but I was a little bit more cautious with that game. I thought, it's a hard opening game, Villa, because they finished the season really, really well the year before. So I thought, it's going to be a hard game, and we absolutely smashed them
at home.
5-1, at home. But yeah, it's a bit of a different way around now. We're away. Obviously with our transfer saga and injuries as well, like you say, we're probably going to have to start Gordon down the middle, who doesn't always play that well down the middle. So we're going to have to mix things up a little bit there. Like Lewis Hall might not be available. A couple of others still coming back from injuries. So I really don't know. Like I am maybe slightly pessimistic about this one. I really don't know. I couldn't even put my finger on it. Like I say, we haven't got form to go off. Like first game of the season, you never know.
Tough, man.
So it is a really, really hard one. Like any result, I'll gladly take. Because I think it's going to be a really hard game.
It is going to be hard. Villa Park, but again, them this summer haven't done a great deal. I just think, since I can't decide, I think it is going to be a draw.
Yeah,
I think
I'd probably take a draw, to be honest.
I would definitely take a draw.
Score draw.
Absolutely, I would snap your hand off for a draw now, to be honest. One of the hardest places to go.
Yeah.
I don't actually mind this being first game of the season, getting it out of the way. A trip to Villa Park. I think 1-1. See, someone's got a comment there saying 1-1. I think that looks
I'd take
fair.
it. Yeah, I think that's a fair result. You say away to Villa Park, tricky place. We've had I think it was the season before last, we won 3-0.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, Shaw got 2, didn't he?
Lovely.
But last year, and I think
that's why he's starting this weekend. I mean, ciao.
So was it the season that we beat them 5-1? I think we got beat 3-0 away. Is that right? So
Watkins loves to go against us, who's been linked to replace Isak.
We're shocking there at the back end of last year. So tough place to go, tough team, good team. So yeah, I think a draw would be fair.
So they're not going to be in your final one standing? Good segue that, wasn't it? Final one standing. Remember, you can scan the QR code on your screen. What I'll do there is I'll hide those comments for a minute so you can actually scan the QR code or hit the link in the description to get involved with Final One Standing and football's ultimate free-to-play prediction game. Remember, pick one team once. So if you pick Newcastle this week, you can't pick them again. But if they won, you won. You get through to the next week and get your chance to go on to win a share of £500,000. We said earlier in the show, I went for Forest to beat Brentford. Kegs went for Man City beat Wolves. Who are you going for? Scan the QR code. It's free to play. Get involved for a chance to win. Back to the game. Finishing off with a couple of questions for you, Keg.
Oh,
I've got a couple of questions for you then on that Villa game. Are you starting Nick Pope or Aaron Ramsdale?
Good question. Are you asking me or are you asking Eddie Howe?
I want both. Are you gonna tell Eddie what to do?
I
think a different opinion.
I've got different answers. Yeah, I think for me, I'd go Ramsdale.
Nice, so do I.
But I think it'll be Pope.
So do I.
As you've seen, he's just getting the number 1 shirt yesterday.
Has he?
That was announced yesterday when they released the squad numbers. Yeah, Pope's taken Dubravka's number 1 shirt. So I think that's a bit telling that he's a bit more at the forefront to be the number 1 for the upcoming season, get the number 1 jersey.
Ramsdale loves that 32 now, doesn't he? And he is only on loan, so
might get it next year.
Might get it next year. Pope might be out of there.
Yeah,
I think I completely agree with what you just said. Eddie Howe will definitely pick Nick Pope, but I would pick Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, same.
But I think Ramsdale will get his chance in a couple of weeks' time.
You'll get chances, obviously. I think just
try and get
short term. Yeah.
Next one. I think you answered it earlier. Really, you're going to keep Shaw instead of throwing Chow in?
I would for now. Yeah. Again, short term. Chow just needs time to get adjusted to the Premier League. Like I say, he's only been here a day. He hasn't even got a full week of training under his belt. So yeah, coming into as I say, Villa Park, first game of the season, good team, away ground.
Let's not do that to him.
There's no need to do that to him. Like I say, Shaw's fine. It's not as if Shaw had a shit year or anything like that. He's not on the decline yet. So yeah, there's absolutely no need to chuck him in the deep end right now.
By the way, the Carabao Cup second round draw is starting live now, but you don't need to watch that because we're not in it. As winners, we're going at a later stage. Remember the years of doing second round draws for the Carabao Cups? Not anymore, thankfully. But we are going to shoot off in a minute. There's the Super Cup tonight, PSG v Spurs. I fancy watching that.
I forgot that was on.
Yeah, kick off. Last question and Keg on the Villa game. We've said we think it's both going to be a draw. See there, 2-0 to us, says Jordan. 3-1 says AJ. Some confident Newcastle fans in the chat. Lastly, would you start Alanga or Murphy?
You know what it is? I'm going to twist your question here.
Twist it.
Everyone reckons that Gordon's going to play down the middle. Why don't we play Alanga?
Could do. He's done it before, hasn't he?
That's what I mean. He's got experience playing down the middle. He played there a bit for Man United.
I like it.
So, yeah, maybe Alanga down the middle, Murphy on the right, with Gordon or Barnes on the left.
It's not a bad show, actually, Keg. I like it.
I think we've seen Gordon down the middle a million times. And he's never done out.
Nah.
We know Asula's not up for it. So instead of trying to force Gordon to play down the middle again, mix it up, give someone else a chance. I'd play Alanga and whoever on the right if they want to play Gordon, Murphy, Barnes, whatever. Yeah, I think I'd rather give Alanga a chance. Unproven for us, at least anyway, in our system, whereas Gordon's done it and done out.
I think you may just look at Alanga's pace on the wing on the counter. But then again, you could use that pace down the middle, no problem with that.
We've seen it a couple of times on the weekend. Like, Alanga's pace was unreal.
Yeah.
He's bombing down, but I was near in the middle.
Nah.
Like, he's almost too fast. You need to slow down a little bit. Wait for people to get in the box.
Rapido. He was too fast, to be fair, wasn't he? There was no one there waiting for him. Or he just needs a practice striker down there who actually can read it. Chris Wood. I think Eddie will go for... I don't know. He might go Murphy, but
I think Alanga.
I think Alanga, Gordon, Barnes.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Well, we'll wait and see, everyone. We'll be doing a match reaction after the game against Villa. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to this week's episode. Remember, you can get yourselves involved in Final One Standing by hitting the link in the description. Cheers to Anarchy Brew for hosting us. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself. Just keep this running for a little bit. All right.
An ID.
Just keep that one running there, will you?